that it seems, it just slowly ticks until the shit blows up, and that just can't happen. Like 1v1 in a league match, and he just loses the round because of it. It's so hard to watch.
It needs to go.
We got to get that out. Another clip here. You can bring it to me whenever you're ready. Asim, we got to talk about him. This is during the P2. He's taking an absolute route. We're going to keep going back a little bit more. I love the play out of him. So look at him on your mini map. He's number 8 right here. Let's just watch this one out. They get P2 control. I love this play. He wraps back to block the spawn. Smart play, right? Re-wraps all the way through. But see, my problem with this is
an awful play.
My problem. Okay, so but let me get to the point.
No one's rotating this. Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, let me get to the point. So he rotates out, blocks the spawn, which is obviously a good play. Right? You got to block the spawn, make sure that they don't get a bad spawn. But it just allows so much time for Seattle to get into the play, and they have numbers on the hill. It's like they're rotating so early for this, and they just get broken from the front, which was a little bit just weird to me. What do you think about it?
It's a good play if he does it right now. It's a good play if with 20 seconds left in the hill he does it, but he does it with 40 seconds left. But right now, no one's rotating towards P1. No one's going to flip the spawn this early. They're all going to try to hit old time again.
Yeah.
So he's better off playing through mid there. He's better off going and throwing his life and then spawning up and then doing that. Like he just did it too early.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where he makes the correct play, but at the time, it's like he's giving up so much map control because he's allowing Seattle to basically just front mash back through the front of the hill, and they end up getting broken on it. I wanted to point that out. I thought that it was fishy when I watched it. But
either way, they weren't going to spawn there. Like, it's not like he was going. It's not like Black Ops 2 where he had to go block that spawn. Like, Seattle was spawning front side.
We have seen some freaky spawns, but yeah, I know what you're saying. It's not that sensitive. We haven't watched enough Vista to really understand what limits you can push on it.
Yeah, Seattle had no one even close to like influencing that spawn point.
Yeah. All right, next clip. It's the last one from this series. It just can't happen. I'm sure you remember what happened here. It's a 2v4. Bomb goes down for Seattle. They obviously have the advantage here, but I also want to talk about this again. I'm going to pause the clip really quickly. Teams got to stop giving up B for free.
Yeah, I don't know.
They got to stop giving up B for free.
I think throughout my entire career watching, whatever it may be, I hate when teams give up plants. There are very, 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 very few bomb sites in Call of Duty history where you actually have an advantage for letting them plant and then retaking the site.
Yeah, and right here, I mean, it literally happens. They end up getting the first 2 kills onto the site, Vegas do, and then Abuza and Brezzy win a couple gunfights, and there's the round.
That was a great win from Brezzy, to be honest. And then, yeah, Asim's defense here in that 1v1. He's at Abuza that's going to stay over there where he has, a line of sight on the bomb. No, Abuza makes a heads-up play, pushes up the street, finds Asim. This sucks to see for Vegas, man. Yeah. And, like, it's... Asim's, once again, I want to make sure my words can't be taken out of context. Asim is a good player. He does have a spot in this league. This roster has gotten worse with him. Like, it doesn't mean 1-for-1. Asim could be the better Slayer than Purge. Whatever it may be, the team looks way worse, and that's what it is. So
yeah, and we're going to leave it at that. We're going to move on to the second series. I mean, Seattle, they look great. Vegas, not so much. Moving on, second series. Pull up the stats, Riley. We got the boys taking on the Miami Heretics, and the boys, it seems like we just keep talking, very highly of them. Another great series out of them. There are the stats. The Vista map won. It was the only map that I thought that Miami really had a chance on because Miami had previously looked good on that map. This was just a bloodbath. Kenny was walking on water. Donnie tweets out after the series, someone's got to kill Kenny. Yep. Nobody can kill him, so I got to come back and kill him because nobody can kill him. I mean, what do you think went so right for us here on this map 1, Zin?
I mean, to put it bluntly, we are simply just a way better team. We're more talented. We play the maps better. We're a top 2 team in the world versus a Heretics who are trying to sort of climb back up to try and reclaim like a top 6, middle of the pack position.
Yeah.
I think Real, with how good we seeing him play, he needs to be more consistent against a team like this. That being said, I can't fault him or Heretics. Yeah. I think they're mismatched here, right? It's just right now it's FaZe and Optic in a different tier. And I think FaZe even a tier above us right now. I think it goes FaZe, then
I'd agree.
us, and then Toronto, and then New York, and then sort of the rest. So I think they were outmatched. Kenny has a monumental map 1. I mean, it looks like he could do no wrong, right? Playing with pace, playing with confidence, rotating, just completely wiping the floor with Heretics.
I got to show love to Ken, man. The guy has been playing unbelievable this year. At certain points, looks like our best player on the team. I mean, you got to give credit to Ken, man. He's been playing some unreal COD in this map number 1. Drops absolute sack, plus 18, 6,100 damage. The guy's been playing unbelievable. And that was the Vista. Second map. This is where we can talk a little bit. We've been playing high-rise search and destroy a lot, and it seems like we're sort of prepping for that FaZe rematch that we know we're going to get. We know we're going to get it at some point.
A map loss here, a 6-5 loss here, and this is not copium. This is how I genuinely feel. A 6-5 loss here, or even if we play this in the next 2 series and lose it there,
yeah.
As long as it's all a learning process and we are getting 1% better each time to eventually play FaZe on it and beat them, that's really all that matters. We don't give a fuck if we lose map 2 high-rise search to Heretics right now. Let's just say it bluntly. We don't give a fuck.
Team doesn't give a fuck. If
no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, they lose.
This series...
you can't say no one. People definitely care. But the team doesn't.
You shouldn't care.
The team and the coaches and, I mean, us, like, we know what they're trying to do.
This is all high-level practice.
Yeah.
Play the best team in the world, as we currently sit at number 2.
And we know this map's going to be in that series. It's just that's how the vetoes have been going every single time. This map, high-rise control is going to be in there more than likely, and we keep getting reps on it. I do want to point out one thing, and it's been happening a lot. It's just the overheating. We see Ant do it here today. Everyone, I was his movement up during the round number 1. Riley, bring it to me, please. I was passing his movement up in the round number 1, but just watch. I mean, it pretty much speaks for itself. These are the mistakes that we have to eliminate if we want to win this map against FaZe. So 3v3, Dashy gets the kill. It was just an overheat. And that's kind of what we've been seeing, the overextensions and shit like that. And it's kind of why we've been losing this map to FaZe, honestly. We see these late round scenarios go into we have a 4v2 advantage, and then we'll throw 2 of our lives, and then they'll break open the round, it'll go to a 2v2, and then they'll end up winning it. We got to cut back on those mental mistakes there. And I mean, that's really all I saw from today's.
I'm okay with the mental mistakes here. As long as we stop doing it versus FaZe, man. I mean, we should have beat FaZe in that most recent series.
Well,
and
of course,
plays that we saw, but like, I agree. It's like
we can't form
more
those
discipline,
habits.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't form those habits against lower tiered teams and then expect those habits to just go away when we play, because the pressure is going to be higher when we play FaZe. It's going to be in a winner's semis. It's going to be in a winner's final.
That's why you practice, man. It's you build habits. That way it becomes sort of second nature where you're not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And right now when the second nature is playing too aggressive, that's ultimately what's going to happen no matter who you're playing. When you're feeling that adrenaline, when you're feeling confident, you're going to go chow, and then FaZe is going to be like a frying pan. And like Tom and Jerry, it's going to smack you back into reality like a rubber band. And then you're like, fuck, I should have done that.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. It's about making sure the habits are in place for when we play them.
Riley, bring it back to me. We're going to watch the round 11 from the same map and see what goes wrong for us. Round 11, high rise, map number 2. Again, looking back on it, doesn't really mean much because we end up winning the series 3-1. But just taking a look at it, Kenny's on a 4. Ant gets a blood. It looks like everything's going well. And right here, boom, overextend. Vickle gets the tray kill. See, like that's that I don't like seeing, like right there. But Ant is such an influential playmaker. It's like he's gonna make those plays, and it's just when the play is made.
Show me again. I'm sorry.
So we get the first blood. We get a grenade kill.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ant tries to push through the bomb site, tries to get in their crack shack, and just gets killed for free.
Yeah.
I mean, it's those are the mental mistakes that just can't happen against FaZe. And we end up losing this round, but we'll see how the rest of the round plays out. It actually turns into a crazy round. I don't know if you remember, but
yeah, this one, the 2v1, Kenny calls in his cruise, and
this is the 2v1
kind of
for
unfortunate
Vickle.
because in hindsight, you'd rather Kenny not call him the cruise and watch over Brandon as he plants, and then maybe call him the cruise after.
Yeah,
he decides to call him the cruise, and it just so happens that Vickle's in the one place where he can kill Dashy and get away.
Well, right here,
quick.
you can see in Kenny's mind, he's like, do I call him the cruise or do I go top probe? Do I call in the cruise?
Yeah, he has no idea.
Do I go top rope? Do I call in the cruise? Now he decides to call in the cruise. Brandon's on bomb. Brandon gets fucking punched in the face by Vickle.
I think in hindsight, it's easy to say. I think Brandon should have waited there. Like, there was plenty of time. I think Brandon shouldn't have even went into the bomb site until the cruise was in the air and they had all the information.
Yeah, because you still got 25, 30 seconds left on the clock. Let
they
the
would
cruise
have full
drop.
information. You guarantee that you're still alive, right? You camp in the elevator. And it's pretty foolproof if Brandon plays his life there. Easy to say in hindsight, but that's kind of what I think about it looking after it.
No, I completely agree. You have time on the clock. You're going to ISO him out. You're going to get the information on him. I mean, worst comes to worst. You wait a second there. Cruz drops in. You know he's in satellite corner. They could have just doubled one long slide, one trade him. Rounds over right there. But yeah. It was a miscomm. Makes sense. I mean, yeah, it's going to happen. And especially when you're in the moment like that, it is hard. Like, you could see in Kenny's. You can literally see in Kenny's gameplay. He's like, he knows he's got the cruise.
What do I do? Do I call it?
You obviously want to call that in. But when is the perfect time? Those are the types of plays that happen. But back to the series, the control afterwards. The control looks a little bit hairy there for a little bit. It looks a little hairy. Obviously, it comes down to that 0.1 second on the defensive round.
Yeah.
And we end up going up 2-1, end up closing out the last offense. But what do you think about the control? I thought the boys played it pretty well. Again, it's all building up to play phase on.
I mean, yeah, they played it pretty well. I mean, I don't know. I try to look at it through a different lens sometimes and not like if I'm the boys, I don't even watch this series back, if I'm being honest.
Really? Not at all?
I don't even watch this. It's just like it doesn't really actually matter. It's like you got it done. I don't think they lost a couple gunfights. I think some teams tend to overthink a little too much, and then they actually get worse because they start micromanaging. And, like, I don't know. Essentially, for a map like this, I wouldn't watch it, and then I'd wait for Damon or JP to be like, yo, in control going forward, I would do this or this.
That's fair.
Instead of actually, like, micromanaging it. Fair. I wouldn't watch any of this match back besides maybe some of the search rounds to keep trying to harp on some of the S&D mistakes.
And then map number 4, Hardpoint. I mean, Hardpoint for us has looked so good. We were saying it earlier. It's really us and FaZe right now. Obviously, FaZe number 1, us number 2. People on the watch party, I got a little bit heated, I'm not going to lie, because people were saying we can't put ourselves in the argument with FaZe and Hardpoint. Dude, okay.
No, those people are stupid, man. We're the only team that can fuck with FaZe and Hardpoint right now.
It made my blood boil a little bit.
I think the differential was like 10 to 15 points on every Hardpoint we play or something. I could have sworn I saw a stat where it's like maybe a 20-point differential. I mean, it is unanimous FaZe 1 and Optic 2 right now.
Yes.
And those two teams, when they play, is a beauty to watch. And hopefully soon we can get the pricks.
Yes.
But that's undeniable. Anybody else is a hater, and they're spreading their weird negative energy and their lack of happiness in their own life to us.
Well, see, the thing that it's just, if you're losing by a team consistently by 10 points, yeah, you're losing. But then you see that same FaZe team go and literally just rip apart Toronto and New York and Hardpoint. Like the hard points today, FaZe New York, we'll get to them in a second. They were not close. Like, they were just dominant. The Rio was they were shooting bodies during it. We are the only team right now that is putting up a fight against them in HP. And that's why it's 1 and 2.
Man. That's why I like watching it so much. It is right now the highest level of Call